So today we want to talk about how can we exuberate this feminine essence? How can we radiate with the divine feminine confidence? I know you women as go-getters, you want love too. You are love. So how can you advise us to bring our feminine essence into relationships? So I know this is a long video, but there's so many nuggets of gold.
Even though your hair's a mess, she said it is a Belmont, and I got everything.
Coming up, baby. Oh my gosh, I am so excited to have the guru, master, spiritual coach, soul mentor, and overall divine angel here with me to help you guys today. And might I add, she has helped me so much in my life for the last 2.5 years. I mean, I grew from here to here, and a lot of it is due to her. This is Nancy D'Andretti.
Hello.
Tell us about yourself.
She's so amazing to work with and definitely a joy. One of the things I love about Lorelei is she's ready for whatever work she has to put into self-growth. So my name is Nancy D'Andretti, and I have a PhD in clinical psychology, and I do spiritual mentoring and coaching as well.
So today we want to talk about how can we exuberate this feminine essence? How can we radiate with the divine feminine confidence instead of leading too much with our sexuality, and really we're not getting the results we want when we do that. So how can we use our femininity in work, life, and love?
That's a great point. There is a movement of feminism where a lot of women say, I have to be as good as guys, I have to compete, and that's not our skill. Our skill is communication, is collaboration. And when we force ourselves to be more masculine, what we're doing is denying such a great gift that we have. If you see a couple, the guy would not ask for help, would not talk about his problems, he would solve, and he would be like, what can I do? Who can I compete with? What do women do? They talk to each other. They're like, oh my God, I want to tell you all about it. And so what they do is they collaborate. Men actually benefit from women because we come in and we say, let me see the dynamics of the job. Let me help you integrate everybody. Men are thinking, this is broken, this needs fixing. That's it. And so when we deny that part of us, we're denying such an important gift. And then what we mistake, we say to ourselves is, oh, the way to be feminine is to be sexual. And that's not necessarily true. You can be sexual, men can be sexual too, but you can be sensual, but mostly you can be in touch with that feminine aspect of you, the feminine aspect that doesn't need to sell the body, but can be actually in perfect balance, saying, I love my gifts, I know who I am this beautiful goddess, and I don't have to sell myself. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, and that's something that I see in you actually. You have such a feminine and sensual essence, but it attracts things. That's the difference, you know? When you are overtly sexual, it's like wolves attacking you, and you're not really, you're actually doing too much. It's a very masculine thing to do. But it's a very feminine thing to radiate, to attract. So the masculine energy takes action, but the feminine energy processes life, processes what you need to do, and you need both. And so I know that's confusing, and we're like, how are we going to do that? So how do you balance out being a go-getter, being an ambitious woman, and attracting all the abundance and love in your life by simply being that goddess instead of the vixen?
You bring a really good point. I I'm not sure if you're familiar that the right side of the body represents the male side, and it's also the giving side. And the left side, for of course right dominant, the left side represents the feminine side, which is the receiving. That's what you brought up. It's a really good point. Women receive, and women allow things to come to them. And when we are being masculine and we go for things, we are pushing things away. Now, how do you become a go-getter when you're not supposed to go? When you're not supposed to do that? And the way that you are a go-getter is by actually being in tune with yourself. We recorded a short meditation that I would love for you guys to follow, which is how to tune into that inner guidance and let that divine guidance be the one that manages every single step, that guides you to take every step at a time versus you forcing. It has to be this way. You know, one of the skills that men have is that I want that, I'm going there. One of the skills that women have is I want that and that and that and that and that, and I want everything. And so how, as a woman, can you be successful in business? How can you be successful in fitness, health, all of the relationships if you can't focus on one thing? And the key to this is to tune into the divine aspect of you, the divine feminine that says, this feels amazing. Let's do that.
Yes.
This feels like it flows. This is not flowing anymore. I'm gonna go here. And let guidance show you the way. Now, in terms of being feminine and being a go-getter, can you do both? Yes. When you are extremely sexual, and we've seen, many videos and pictures and everything of women who are showing their sexuality in order to attract, what that's doing actually is presenting a feeling of desperation, of I don't know myself enough and I'm desperate for that. But when you know yourself, you know you're beautiful. You know, you exude, you vibrate that. You can wear a sack of potato and still exude that because it's coming from inside of you. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. I always said that the most destructive people, especially the most destructive to ourselves, are those that lack that knowledge of self. And it's right, you have to know yourself, and part of knowing yourself is getting into the body. And when you aren't feeling that security, you reach into your body and you say, what do I need? Like you said, do I need to relax? And fine-tuning your intuition. And in order for your intuition to be on point, you have to sit with yourself. You can't say, oh, I don't want to sit with myself, so I'm going to go drink or have sex or do these low frequency things. Sitting with yourself and asking for divine to work through you, you have the answer. We don't have to tell you the answer. And when she said, yes, you can be a go-getter, this is why. The woman, the feminine energy, is the creative energy. It's to create. So to create a business, to create life, to create things. But how do we create in a feminine way? Just like she said, guidance. And in order for you to guide yourself through the process, every step of the way. Also, just a little side note, that also helps with the overwhelm. It's easy for women to be so stressed and overwhelmed, and we're like, oh my God, there's so many things to do, and there's so many things I want to do, and what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna take a nap. So not only does taking it moment by moment, step by step, good for, minimizing that overwhelm, but your intuition and aligning with source, what do I need, helps you navigate. There is no wrong way. There's multiple paths to the same way, but in order for us to do it with our feminine essence, we have to know ourselves, create with guidance. And I think a perfect segue is, well, what about the confidence?
So one piece that I wanted to add to this was really good point was the creativity. Women tend to be really, really creative. They can come up with, because they can see not just one point, they can see many. They can come up with so many different solutions that men tend to not see. I'm not saying that men cannot be creative as well. There's a lot of talented men out there, but women have it naturally. They don't have to develop it, they have it naturally. So it's so important that you honor that. And part of tapping into that feminine side of you is tapping into the creative side of you. Why do we need to, why do we love wear makeup? Why do we love dressing well? Why do we love colors and decorating? Because we have that creative aspect of that.
That's true.
So I forgot your question. What was your question?
No, I don't remember, but we can just keep going with the flow.
Okay. Was it
Because
how to be a go-getter? Or
Yeah, so like basically, you know, how to be a go-getter and be feminine is to create, but still simultaneously guiding yourself through, strengthening your intuition. So how can we align with source, and how can we strengthen our intuition so we know, like, am I making the decision out of fear? Am I making the decision out of desperation?
Yeah.
How do I know if this is my intuition? How do I know if it's source energy?
Yeah, great point. Great point. I have done a lot of internal work, as so have you. And because of all this work that we've been doing and continue to do, because it doesn't stop, you continue doing this work over and over and over, I am able to recognize, what is this? Is this driving me from fear? Is this driving me from revenge? Is this driving me from not feeling good enough? So if I can identify that in me, I can correct it in a second. So I can make decisions that are based on alignment, based on like, oh my God, I am incredible. I am this magnificent woman and I can get whatever I want. Would I choose this? From this place of I deserve. I'm a go-getter, I deserve, and I'm gonna approach this with that versus fear. Oh, I'm a woman, you know, women don't have a place. Bullshit, sorry. This is the place. The place of confidence, the place of knowing that you can be a woman, that you don't have to be a man, that you can be a go-getter, but you can be gentle with yourself and know that your emotions are guiding you. So if there's something that is showing that your sense is saying like, I don't know, that feels kind of weird. Men wouldn't say that. Men might say something like, oh, I got a gut feeling about this. But women are like, oh, I got goosebumps, I don't know, this doesn't feel right. That's when you know guidance is working through you. But if you ignore your body, if you ignore your feelings, if you ignore your emotions, if you don't work with someone like you to work on, okay, listen, I want to work from, I want to operate from confidence and commitment to myself, not from fear. Can you help me discover what are my fears that I have been drinking or eating away or whatever, sleeping away? When you work with someone like that, like me or like you, to develop that intuition, to develop the true self, then you operate from that alignment of who you truly are.
Absolutely. And there's certain practices that come into play. So we're throwing a lot at you. We're saying, hey, you can be feminine, gentle, kind, and emotion is not a bad thing. The problem is when you don't honor your emotions. When the masculine-driven society tells you, you're a woman in the workforce and we don't need all your emotions and all that. Like, put that away. So now we have women, let me suck it up.
Yep.
No, not suck it up. Let me sit with that and see, what is that? Because if you sit with it for a second, that first thing that pops in your head, sometimes it doesn't even make sense. You're like, that doesn't seem like it has anything to do with it, but let me explore that. So by honoring your emotions, you're strengthening your intuition and you're fine-tuning it every single day.
And not only honoring it, but giving it a place. Because you're not gonna go to work and break down like, oh my God, you know, this happened. That's not what you do. You actually are in control of your emotions. I don't mean suppress your emotions, is right now I need an hour to really feel my sadness, to really feel my anger, to throw that pillow on the floor and like scream into the pillow. I really need to honor this emotion. I'm not going to suppress it. I'm going to feel it. But then,
Put on your crown.
yep, and walk into that office
Yep.
and be in control of your emotions. The things that guys hate the most is when we lose control of our emotions. I would hate it too, I'm sorry. I hate when I lose control of my emotions. But why do we lose control of our emotions? Is because we don't give it a place to be explored.
That is so good. I want to pause. That is crucial. Why are we losing control of our emotions? Why are we having these outbursts in relationships at work with friendships? Because we're not giving it a place.
We're not
Underline
honoring
that,
it.
highlight that, pause that, write that down. That is so good. We have to give our emotions a place. And you're like, what does this have to do with me radiating my femininity? Well, you can't radiate something that you're not full of, that you're suppressing, that you're not releasing. So,
And when you are radiating your femininity, that means that you have gentleness in you. And that gentleness is not towards a puppy or a baby or a plant, it's towards yourself. Because when you're tough with yourself, you're like, I'm a go-getter. I'm not gonna feel anything. I'm gonna be like the guys. I'm gonna go da-da-da. That's not feminine at all. That's masculine. And what that's gonna give you, it's a headache. It's not gonna honor what you feel. But when you're gentle with yourself and you say, you know what? I need to go meditate. I need to really feel and realign with myself. That gentleness is what actually a lot of businessmen are looking for now when they're meditating, when they're tuning into their family members, their female coworkers. They're looking for that you already have. So how do you present yourself in your divinity into feminine divinity? Is by being gentle with yourself, honoring that, giving yourself the space to feel your emotions, the place, the time, space, the company. You know, women are so good at this. If you go to a guy and you say, I need to tell you about what happened, guess what the guy's gonna do? Zone out. Why? Because for them is, give me a problem and I will solve it. When you go to a woman and you're like, can I talk to you about something? They're like, tell me all about it. And they will be compassionate and gentle, and that's what you need, this feminine relationship, this friendship. And that's how you present yourself, by taking care of yourself fully, being gentle with yourself, nurturing your female friendships, you know, being around other women who want to be females, but that are also go-getters. You support yourself in that way.
yes. And it also shows up in relationships. We put so much on the man. We walk into the relationship like, here, make me happy, make me whole, make me feminine, make me feel like a woman. And he's just like, what is, and you're like, oh, he's such an idiot. Of course he's a fucking idiot, because you're putting something in his hands that's not for him. It is for you to make sure that you create a space for your emotions. It is for you to make self-care rituals and routines that work for you. It is for you to fill yourself up. That is all you're supposed to be doing before anything.
Yes.
That's part of alignment, is filling yourself up.
Yeah. And I remember I used to work at a internet company, and we used to go to trade shows. I had to wear suits, and the trade shows were with medical equipment all around men. There were maybe in the trade show of 2,000 exhibitors, there were maybe 10 women, and I was one of them. So imagine walking into this huge area filled with men, and how do I bring myself to be a part of that? Is by being a woman and saying like, oh yeah, I own this place. But not from like, oh, I'm gonna compete with you, hey, what's up, man? None of that. But saying, I am the queen. And guess what? Everybody's gonna look at me.
And honestly, men bow down to that, I've noticed.
And it's not how you look. It's not like you are prettier or whatever. I had a coworker, gorgeous woman, who did not feel that she could embrace that femininity in her, and she brought herself down. Her energy was low. She felt like, oh my God, I gotta compete. Let me go to the side. And I said, no, open the doors. That here comes Nancy. And I walked with confidence, with my shoulders back, with my head high, knowing that I'm this beautiful, gorgeous woman that exudes confidence, that knows her place in this world, that I'm gonna walk in and I know all the heads are gonna turn to me.
Yes.
Not because of how I look, but because of what I feel. That vibration goes out there.
Yes, and a lot of women say, why are you so confident? I never really think about my looks. If I were thinking about my looks, I'd drive myself crazy. There's always beautiful women everywhere. But I know when I walk outside, I know when I walk into any situation, I'm like, I'm here, I'm sure of myself, I'm sure of my abilities, and I know what I can do. And I'm ready to receive. I'm open.
Yes.
The moment you close yourself up, which Nancy has helped me with a few years ago. Close yourself up to love. Like, I'm tough. I don't need that. I can play games better than him. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got this. I'm gonna do this, and I'm just. Or even leading with your sexuality. That's not gonna. None of those things are gonna get you anywhere. So when you put that wall up, hey, like Nancy told me a long time ago. Hey, love can't get in. Abundance can't get in. Money can't get in. Nothing can get in. So this is a journey to breaking down those walls, chipping away at it,
And being vulnerable.
being vulnerable.
Very important to be vulnerable, because we tend to think women in the workforce or women entrepreneurs, they have to be tough and they have to close and they have to like, whatever. I'm not gonna let anything hurt me. But the truth is that when you don't let anything negative in, you're also not letting any positive in. So being vulnerable means asking for help and allowing the help to be coming your way, to receive the help. So we tend to say, no, I got this. I'm gonna, like you just said, I'm gonna do this on my own. I'll figure it out. No, I don't need help. I'm gonna fix it myself. What, you think I'm a woman, like a week or whatever? I'll do it myself. Stop. Allow help. Allow to receive. That's your nature, to receive. Receive and be vulnerable, saying, I need help. And let me tell you, you will have everybody wanting to help you. Everybody extending their hand and saying, what can I do for you? So being a woman, a go-getter, is saying, like, who can I collaborate with? I will bring these gifts with me and I will receive as well. So that means, guess what? I need help. I'm vulnerable. Yep, that's exactly right. And you allow it. And sometimes you know you can do it. You know. But you allow them. You let them. Why? Because your genius it's needed somewhere else. Your creative genius is needed somewhere else versus you doing the things that you could allow people to help you with. So part of vulnerability is allowing that, but it's also allowing love in relationships. It's allowing self-love when you're taking care of yourself. It's allowing help in business. It's allowing you to feel like, okay, I need also.
Yeah, and you can start small. Start with being able to receive a compliment.
Yes.
When someone says you're pretty and you're talking them out of it, you're not receiving it, you're blocking it. And every block that you do, you're barricading yourself from receiving anything. So start with receiving a compliment. Allow someone to open up your door.
You look so beautiful.
See? And that moment even feels vulnerable. When someone says you're beautiful and they look you in your eyes, you're like, oh shit, they see me.
Yeah.
And so you're like, no, I'm not. What are you talking about? Let me talk you out of it.
This whole thing, I bought whatever.
Right.
Oh, thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
That's a step. So the little micro moments throughout your day, when you wake up and you look yourself in the eyes and you open up a space to say, I love these things about you, and you're gonna kill it. You're gonna kill it today. And when you look at yourself and you look at your body, and you touch your body. How many?
Yes.
I just started doing this at 27, touching my body, hugging myself.
Caressing yourself. Yeah.
Yes, I know it sounds so simple, but just hugging yourself, you are okay.
Yeah.
Receiving, I wait for a guy to open my door. Because I'm like, open my door. This is what you're supposed, and they love it. They love it.
They do. But we have transformed them into, it's okay, I can open my own doors. Guys want to do it. But this feminine movement that we started with, it's not allowing this balance. It's okay. Now, we do need a little bit of the masculine energy,
Absolutely.
and we need a lot of feminine energy. We need a lot of female. I can't even say that word.
Feminine energy.
We need a lot of feminine energy, and so I'm not saying that you are going to neglect that masculine aspect. There are gifts to that.
Absolutely.
But honor. Don't also neglect the feminine aspect.
Absolutely, because I love helping women because I've been there. I've been the woman who led with her sexuality. I've been the woman that was like, oh, you think you're gonna play me? I got this. I would give my friends advice like, do this, it works every time. But those were just little temporary fixes that were never meant to create anything genuine and sustainable. I wasn't being a goddess. I was being a dictator. I was being a boss ass bitch. Oh, I'm a boss ass bitch. I could do this and I could do that. But when even the word goddess, it has a flow to it. That is source. There is God and there are goddesses. There is male, there is female, there is yin, there is yang. And that is all within us.
Yes.
So if you take the time out to take care of yourself by journaling, meditating, going dancing, spending time with friends, you also create a space for, I'm fucking pissed, I'm really sad,
Yes.
I'm feeling whatever type of way.
Yes.
And if you also take the time to hug yourself, be there for yourself, nurture yourself,
Make
make mistakes,
Yeah.
put on makeup,
Yeah.
look pretty. When you make that space, from there, get dressed, put your crown on, get to work.
Yeah.
And when you go home, unwind and do the same.
Yeah. When you're trying to be this boss, like, I don't care what the world thinks, I'm gonna go, blah, blah, blah. All everybody sees is your wound, is your insecurities.
Yes.
You think you're pretending that I'm this badass and yeah, look at me. Everybody can see right through that.
Yeah.
You think they can't, but they can see it. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's why you're like, all these beautiful women, you guys are out here like, I keep attracting fuckboys and I keep attracting these little pussies and these guys don't know how to treat a woman. Where's your vibration at?
Yeah.
Are you vibrating a goddess, feminine, open, receiving, receptive energy that is full and sure but calm and gentle?
Yeah.
That takes the time to take care of herself? And you're expecting someone else to take care of you and you aren't taking care of yourself? Once you transform that energy, those men won't even be in the vicinity of you. You won't be able to see it. And when you walk into the workforce, when you're creating a business of your own, the same things apply. When someone says, hey, I can help with that, absolutely. And taking it a step forward, in a lot of my life, the reason why I'm getting where I'm going and where I'm at is because I'll ask.
Yep.
Hey, can you help me with this?
Yes.
And they're glad to. And this will make you feel a little bit better too. So in my psychology class, I learned this little tip. And it said that, surprisingly, when people like you more,
Yep.
when they do you a favor.
Yes.
So it's like everything that's healthy for you
Yeah.
works in your favor.
Yes. So how do you bring the feminine aspect into the workforce? You know that in a company, there is levels, hierarchies, if you could say that. The bottom level are the doers, the workers, the people that are in charge of making things happen. They're constantly working, making, creating, doing things. Then the next level is the level of management. the people that are above, that are overseeing this, managing things. Then the next level of that are the people that are overseeing the company. It trickles down their influence into the workers, the managers, and all of that. And then there are the visionaries on the very top. The visionaries are the ones that use the feminine aspect because they have to be creative. They have to see multiple things at the same time. They're up there seeing the vision and actually being flexible to correct the vision as they go, in making that energy go down into everybody. So that's how you can bring the feminine aspect of you into the workplace.
So basically what you're saying is, it works in our favor to see the whole picture, be the visionary, and be the person that receives, because the people at the bottom are the ones doing. The people right there are managing the people that are doing. And then you have the people at the very top that are receiving all this support. Yes. And they are seeing everything, and they're feeling their way through, and they're making sense of it. And that is when you give birth to the creation of your business.
Yes, yes.
Just like you give birth to a baby.
Exactly. So you have to allow yourself to receive the support of all this team that you have with you. That's how you are this go-getter, this entrepreneur, this visionary. That's how you become, by being your feminine self. Those are the aspects. A lot of entrepreneurs are seeking that aspect of you. You already have by nature. They're seeking meditation. They're seeking enlightenment. They're seeking the vision, the creative parts. And so honor that in you. Be that go-getter, female, feminine, divine self.
Yeah, be that goddess. And before we leave off, because I'm all about, I know you women as go-getters, you want love too. You are love. So how can you advise us to bring our feminine essence into relationships? Because I feel like a lot of my relationships I've totally screwed up because I'm like, I either leave because I've convinced myself of something because I'm so masculine, or I'm trying to control it, or I want a masculine man. I want someone to take the lead. I like to feel that safety. So in order for me to attract that, I have to tap into and be that feminine, that divine feminine. So can you give us a little bit of tips on that?
Yeah. I've had many friends saying like, I have this boyfriend and we split everything in half, and I'm so independent, and they're proud of that. But behind that pride, what I notice is I wish I had a moment of being cared for, which guys love to do. They love taking care of their woman. But when the woman doesn't allow it, then they're like, okay, I'm out of a job. So you have to allow that. So part of being that feminine go-getter is to say, this is what I deserve. This is what I truly deserve, and this is what I truly want. And what you want is someone to love you and protect you and care for you and have things fixed for you and settled for you. The mind of the guy works this way. Is this broken? No, I'm not gonna fix it. Is this broken? Yes, I'm gonna fix it. The mind of the woman works, is this broken? I know how to fix it already, but I just want to talk about it a lot. And so when you're bringing the feminine part of you into a relationship, it's not just me, let me talk myself and let me turn you into a woman. Is respecting that he is a man and that he's going to fix your things and allowing him to fix that, but also honoring that he's not going to be the one who's going to hear all of your complaints. That's why we have girlfriends, to talk their ears off and have support from them. From a guy, you have a problem, they'll fix it for you. They'll love to do that. Now, the other piece is allowing them to do that. A guy loves when a woman is like, oh, I can't reach up there. Can you help me? Of course you can reach up there. You can get the chair and reach it up there. But the guy doesn't want to date another guy. He wants a woman. He wants to be the conqueror, the savior. That's how a real man is, at least in my opinion.
Yeah.
A real man is the one that says, don't worry, I got you.
Because it's their nature.
Yes.
It's not like, oh, men are supposed to be like this, women are supposed to be like that. Yes, women and men are equal to all the feminists. Women and men are equal, but that doesn't mean we are the same. We're equal, but we're not the same. We're fundamentally different, and recognizing those differences. So in what I've learned is my only job is to fill myself up, is to maintain myself, to practice self-care, so that when I show up to receive all that love and share that energy with that man, that he's able to enjoy that. Do you know what men, if you haven't, women, stop acting like you haven't, oh, this guy just did this for me and he did that for me and men love to do things just to talk to us, just to see us smile. A stranger will do something to us just to make, our lives easier for that little moment, and they'll never see us again. So our only job is to put a space out for ourselves, for our emotions, to take care of ourselves, to fill ourselves every day. Fill yourself until you feel yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And so how do you bring the go-getter into a relationship is by you are your own boss. You're not bossing him around. You are in control of your emotions. You're not gonna put him in control of your emotions. If you're feeling sad, if you're feeling angry, you deal with it. You don't make him deal with it. You deal with it. What do I need if I'm sad? I need to journal. I need to cry. So when he comes and it's like, everything okay, honey? Yeah, I need a moment. I'm gonna call my friend and I'm gonna be in a crying session, so don't worry about it, okay? I'm gonna be okay. You take care of you. So by the time you are with him, you're not bringing your bag of problems to him. You are already taking care of yourself so well that you can be present in love with this person. You can be present with him completely, saying, here I am. I took care of me. I love me. I have so much to give. And you share that love. You share from plentiful, not from neediness. Does that make sense?
Absolutely, because we're like, I hear a lot of women, especially, you're just finding things out. Don't beat yourself up. I'm not beating myself up. You're just finding these things out. Like, he doesn't even care. He's not even listening to me. He doesn't even understand me. Like, I'm trying to what is wrong with him? And he hasn't even called me. And why is his mood this way? His mood is different. What is that about? And you're over there obsessing about it when you should be going in within and not looking to him and saying, hey, all my wounds, all my childhood experiences, everything I've ever been through, can you please take this on? Because he's like, what the fuck is this? Yes. I don't want it.
Yep.
And then you end up running that person away, or you end up showing up low value.
Yes.
But you get desperate and you think, oh, maybe if I have sex, or maybe if I become more sexual, or maybe if I get, my body done, or you're doing all these things outside of you, trying to manipulate a situation and control it, which is masculine. So if it's masculine and he doesn't want to date a man, then you guys will repel.
Yep. Yeah.
But,
and Lorelai's gonna be talking about an amazing, powerful, insightful topic, which is self-abandonment. You guys are gonna flip when you hear what she has to say about that, because she just touched upon it very little right now, but so powerfully when she said all of our past, my emotions, my traumas, all of that got triggered in this moment. My self-abandonment, my past abandonment, everything got triggered in this moment, and here it is. And so she's gonna be talking about that. You should not miss it. It's gonna be boom.
Yes.
Incredible.
So I know this was a long video, but there's so many nuggets of gold.
Yeah.
Rewind it, watch it again, watch it in the morning, watch it tomorrow.
Send it to all of your friends that they need to hear this.
Yes. And start being the feminine boss goddesses that you are.
Yeah. Love you.
And if you need any additional help, reach out to me.
Reach out to me.
Reach out to her. And please comment. Go to our Facebooks, go to our Instagrams. Let's do this together.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nancy. That was great.
thank
I
you.
loved
Thank
it.
you.
And that's a wrap.
Woo!
Bye.